what could be better than being a combination princess or prince and superhero? That's why I chose from the Princess in Black series for our new book bite. This is The Princess in Black and the Bathtime Battle by Shannon Hale and Dean Hale, illustrated by Lee Wen Pham and published by Candlewick Press. And I'm Miss Melissa at the Oosterhout Free Library, where you can check out this book or lots of others. Princess Magnolia was in the castle kitchen designing a bridge. She placed cups upside down for supports. She balanced spoons and forks on top. She held her breath, but they all tumbled down. Too many forks, not enough supports. She would have to start over. Well, that stinks, said Princess Magnolia. Just then an alarming smell floated through the window. Princess Magnolia stuck out her tongue. No, she said, that stinks. She checked her glitterstone ring. It wasn't ringing, so no monster alarm. It was just an alarming smell. This smelled like a problem for the Princess in Black. A few minutes later, the Princess in Black and Blackie were galloping away from the castle. Do you smell it too, Blackie? She asked. Choo! He most definitely smelled it, and he'd prefer to never smell it again. They followed the odor all the way to the goat pasture. The goats were gagging. The goats were gasping. A squirrel was turning green. Take a look at the squirrel. I'm glad you've come, said Goat Avenger. We've got trouble. It sure smells like trouble, said the Princess in Black. The Goat Avenger kicked the cloud of stench. We can't battle it, Princess in Black. She punched the cloud of stink. Our ninja moves do nothing, Goat Avenger. Hi-ya! The Goat Avenger shouted. He kicked the stink harder. His foot passed through it. He fell on his bum. Blackie neighed. He swished his tail. Great idea, Blackie, said the Princess in Black. She opened her fan. She fanned her fan at the smell. It's working, said the Goat Avenger. The stench floated away to the south. At last the pasture air was stink-free. The goats cheered. Ah! The Princess in Black and Goat Avenger had saved the day. Chapter 2. Princess Snapdragon was trimming the bushes in her garden. She loved a sunny spot. She relished a blooming scene. She savored the scent of the flowers. Suddenly, a stink blew into the garden. The roses sagged and the lilies curled up. The bluebells turned green. Her pet dragon, Moonwhistle, crouched behind the buttercups. She covered her snouts. Oh, Moonwhistle, said Princess Snapdragon, this odor is alarming. I wish I could make it go away. Moonwhistle hopped up. She pointed a wing at the garden shed, where they kept their secret disguises. You're right, Moonwhistle, said Princess Snapdragon. We've prepared for this day. It is time at last. Together they flew into the shed. When they flew out, they were no longer Princess Snapdragon and Moonwhistle the dragon. They followed the stench out of their kingdom. They followed the stink right into the goat pasture. Wow, said the Goat Avenger. Another masked hero. It is I, Flower Girl, said Flower Girl. She tossed a handful of rose petals. It was a nice touch. And this is my faithful companion, Horsefly the Pegasus. nice to meet another hero, said the Princess in Black. She was out of breath from all the fanning. Princess in Black, said Flower Girl, you are fanning that horrible smell to the south. And to the south is Princess Snapdragon's kingdom. Oh no, that stinks, said the Princess in Black. It certainly does, said Goat Avenger, wrinkling his nose. Perhaps we can chase the smell away with flowers, said Flower Girl. Horsefly landed on the grass, and Flower Girl handed out bouquets of roses. The heroes and animals batted the bouquet at the stink. It slithered away to the west. Now the day was saved, thanks to the 3 heroes and their faithful companions. Chapter 3. Princess Honeysuckle was dancing in her courtyard. She loved a flying leap. She relished a low crouch. She savored the joy of the dance. Suddenly she heard cries of alarm. Fursuit, what's happening? She asked her pet wolf. Fursuit whined. In the courtyard trees, the songbirds were gasping. The songbirds were gagging. A bluebird turned green. What a horrible stench, said Princess Honeysuckle. Fursuit, I think it might be time. Fursuit smiled a wolf smile. The princess and wolf sneaked into the gazebo. They put on disguises. Then they rode straight to the goat pasture. It is I, Cartwheel Queen. Cartwheel Queen did a cartwheel. It was a very good cartwheel. And this is not a wolf. This is my dog. His name is Good Boy. Good Boy barked. Bark! It was a pretty good bark. Always nice to meet a new hero, said the Princess in Black. We followed a terrible odor all the way from Princess Honeysuckle's kingdom in the west, said Cartwheel Queen. Do you know where it's coming from? The 3 heroes smiled sheepishly. The goats smiled goatishly. We must have sent it there, said Flower Girl. How to get rid of the smell? Asked Cartwheel Queen. She did another cartwheel. Cartwheels helped her to think. Your cartwheel gave me an idea, said the Goat Avenger. Cartwheel Queen helped him fetch the goat's summer fan. They set it by the hole to Monsterland and pointed it up. The fan's blade spun as fast as a cartwheel. The wind from the fan pushed the stink into the clouds, and now at last the day was saved, thanks to 4 brave companions and 4 brave heroes and their fearless companions. Chapter 4. Princess Orchid was trying out the new zip line she'd built in the village playground. She loved a good whoosh. She relished a thrilling ride. She savored the swooning of the wind. But then she zip-lined right through a cloud of stink. Ugh, said Princess Orchid, falling down. All around her, children were gagging. Children were gasping. One boy turned green. It was the smelliest smell anyone had ever smelled. Help! Cried a little girl. It's so gross. The smell, said a little boy, falling to his knees. The smell. I'll fix this, said Princess Orchid. Somehow, Princess Orchid zip-lined back to her castle. Not a moose, Princess Orchid called out to her reindeer, who was not a moose. Not a moose followed her into the workshop. Princess Orchid whispered into her fur-tipped ear, "The time has come." Not a moose nodded. She slipped socks shaped like bunny ears over her antlers. They spotted the stinky trail going up into the clouds. It came down again at the goat pasture, where a whole bunch of heroes were standing around a hole and a fan. "It is I, Miss Fix-It," said Miss Fix-It. "And this is my faithful companion, the bunny rabbit of doom." Doom Rabbit nodded. Her sock ears flopped up and down. "I guess you've come from the north," said Cartwheel Queen. "Where there's a horrible smell," said Goat Avenger. "And you've come to stop it," said the Princess in Black. "Yes, exactly," said Miss Fix-It. "We tried to push the stink up," said Flower Girl. "What goes up must come down," said Miss Fix-It. "And it came down into my, Princess Orchid's kingdom." The Goat Avenger turned off the fan, and the stink once again settled on the goat pasture. The goats whimpered. One fell over with its hooves in the air. "If I were a monster, I'd know what to do. If it were a monster, I'd know what to do," said the Princess in Black. "But how do you fight a stink?" We'll find out next time from the Oosterhout Free Library. And check out our other programming, including First Page Fridays, Science Saturdays, and various story times.